I am live. What do you know? All right. Well, today I have been toying with every kind of software, every kind of camware, every kind of this, that, and the other thing I could possibly find. And I finally found the software I think will be the answer for me on StreamYards. What I always wanted to do when I was on StreamYards is have multiple cameras. And this is very, very close. How about that? That's one angle. Pretty cool. Okay. I'll give you that one. Back to that one. Yeah. Pretty cool. And there's the overhead shot. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then we got the other angle. 4 cameras in the shot. Pretty frickin' cool. One of them will be able to be dedicated to being a coin cam or something like that. Totally in my plan. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. I'm looking at all my many screens. There's a lot of people I should be shouting out right now because I've had so many people join the channel, give me a sub recently. Banknotes from Japan. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I'm just testing some stuff out here, and it was time to go live and see if I'd learned anything. And I think I have. But I was about, hey, Lemonhead, right on. I didn't really expect too many people to show up because, well, this is a very impromptu live stream that I'm trying out my new lights. I'm trying out my new cameras. I've finally found this software that lets me do stuff I want to do. Stuff like this. Hi, everyone. You get this angle right here of this guy, right? Get the overhead, the view. There you go. Not too bad. That's what I wanted. Multiple cameras, and there they are. That is what I wanted. On the fly is the best. Yeah, no, I've been I'll be sharing all the details. I'll make a little video of how I came about bringing these softwares together, but boy, it's working well so far. I'm just pissing around with it. I got some new lights. I could show you those. Check this out. Is that the one? Yeah, this is the mobile one. All right. So there are the new lights. I just put that together. I made those out of cardboard and tape. See, you can see the camera and then a couple of screens. I could just pop open another window here so you can see something on my screen here. And there's that one, and there's that, and then there's that. So there's that. That's a tablet. That there is an old webcam I'm not even using right now in all of this, but I could, I guess. Phone. That's where I had this one sitting on the shelf. Phone. I'm really happy with this. Check it out. So that's the tour of what I've done so far in this little so-called studio of mine, which is really the living room. Ha ha! It was a living room. It used to be a living room. Now it's where I do this like a dummy. There's my thumbnail right there. Anyway, won't go too long. What time is it now? 6 minutes in. All right. 6 minutes in, a couple of visitors. I really appreciate Banknotes Form.Japan. Interesting. Banknotes Form Japan. Did you mean banknotes from Japan? Possibly? Maybe. I think everybody else I know might just plain old be asleep at this point. Want to see something cool? Actually, no, I'm going to set up the coin cam. I mean, I got all this figured out for a reason. So give me a second here while I just do this and make it happen. I just make it happen. I just make it happen, baby. That's what I do. I make it happen. I make it happen. My little coin rig. Can. Ho, 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 ho. Look at you. You going to sleep? Right on, brother. Let me show you something before you go. Check this out. There's a me. Oh, that one's turned off. There's a me. There's a me. Right now, I've just got the 3 cameras. I'm working on multi-camera shoots, and I have 3 running tonight so far, just for the fun of it. But I'm going to get the 4th one working here again as a coin cam real quick. Show you how easy it is to get them up and running. He says. He says. Camera back. Then go back. Okay, what if I do the other one? Camera back. That's even further back out, huh? Okay. Camera back. Is that the one I got now? Yeah. All right. I lost my head again. Would you cry for me? These things are lovely. All right, let's get them shown here as I'm talking about them. They're lovely. Oh, hey, thanks, Can. I appreciate that. I knew they'd come eventually, and I'm sorry to put you through the trouble of sending them twice like a dummy. 100% my fault, bud. 100% my fault. I don't even deserve to have you send them a second time, honestly. Yeah. That's what I like. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. I wish I could turn out the lights quickly to see what they look like if I can get the glowing in the dark part. But that might be hard. Now that I've got all the lights on and working, turning lights off isn't as easy. Oh, well. Yeah, I was singing Bird in my head. Yeah, just, I don't know. That song's been rolling around in my head, so it's just, I don't know. Not even the whole song, just that little part right there, as funny as that is. And I lost my head again. Would you cry for me? I gotta take my chair apart and I'm gonna take it to the muffler shop. And I'm gonna see if the muffler shop guys can weld a part of that chair that is really not doing that well. I think I broke it. I think I broke it. A little bit of latency there in the video. And I'm still just one person. I can't bring on a second screen. I have many cameras, but they're still all me on one window. Oh yeah, what am I doing here? That's kind of like dumb, isn't it? I mean, for that to go out anyway. Anybody who's interested in come on panel just for the hell of it, I'd be more than happy to host you. The first time I ever did this, it was weird. I had like a crasher, somebody I didn't know who came into the StreamYards because I'd put up the link like I just did. And they were vile. They said horrible things because I'd put up I had to quickly grab them and then I edited them out of the after stream part. But holy mackerel. And I never really thought there would be somebody who would be interested in, like, I don't know, stream crashing, I guess you would call it. Those are a couple of just regular beat up toonies, but thought I'd throw them in there just because I'm playing with the camera. In fact, I'm going to step away from the little thingy here for just a second and grab a couple of other interesting coins just to play with here. I'll be right back. All right. I had this little tray full of interesting little things. So I shall bring them out and I'll be able to slide them around underneath here. That's a really poor version of that. These are pretty normal. This one is too. It's just was that a three bears, as they call it? I guess it is. I'll take a good look at that for fun. I'm doing them upside down. Come on. Sorry about the funny noises. I'm old. I make funny noises. Actually, some of them are a little less funny, a little more worrisome. I make worrisome noises. Okay, so let's roll this whole thing around. 58 to 53. 70 Liberty. That's the big old Canada silver dollar right there. 68. Voyager, as we call it. Hi, Miss Linda. Hi, Hector. I did throw a link up for anybody who's so brave that would come up, spend a little time here. There it is again. For the brave. Oh, upside down. We'll just manhandle it and get our greasy fingers all over it because that's what I like to do. This one. Oh, not that one. This one. Oh, yeah, we know this one. It's that fellow. That fellow Hector knows. So we'll just do both sides. Because it's that one and this one. That's the same coin. And then our fellow there's the Chinese cash. Oh, Hector. Sorry for the wait, bud. You are on. Now I have to put on my because I won't hear Hector without them. Oh boy.
I need a little more light. Hang on.
I can already hear you in there. All right. The old standard Canadian loonie, nothing special there. Just a buck to spend. Nothing special. Ooh, I like this one. The one I like that I just talked about was this.
Canadian dollar. Never seen one till now.
No, the little penny there. Geez, it sounds like there's a it's so loud when vehicles go by. I don't know what you hear when that happens, but I don't like it.
Hard to hear them.
So that's a real standard toonie. I think that's just two of the same. Yeah. This one is a nice one. It's unpainted, but it's one of the ones that does get painted. I can just actually move across here to a painted version of it right there. And there's, of course, is the Bill Reed and the Victory. But I had these ones given to me tonight, which was so cool. This, that one and this one, the two glow in the darks. So that was
What's
pretty
the blue
awesome.
one? The blue one. What's that one? That one there.
That is one of the glow in the darks. That is the Northern Lights.
Ah.
Let me see how well a phone can do its job here. That's the best zoom in I can get out of my phone. And in fact, if I was to just, I've got it worked out now, Hector. Watch this. I just go to cameras, choose a different camera. There it is. And now you can see how I'm doing it. Just like that. I've got the little tray full of coins. There's my camera rig right there with the phone and the close-up I was showing. And that's how I do it. I just made myself these lights. Check these out, Hector. They're just cardboard with some foil on the inside and duct tape on the outside, and the lights I was already using, except for that I made them kind of like the way that piece of aluminum I had in the garage. And that one there, just to provide some fun, is the only one that can change colors. These other ones can't. But yeah, I just put that up, and yeah. So there we go. So there's the rig, and I can just go back here. Now check this out. I got this angle. I got this angle. I got that angle. I'll turn that around. So there we go. Me. And then I got coin cam angle. Not bad, eh?
How many cameras? How are you using phones in all of them and all wireless?
All wireless, and one of them is a tablet. Oh, I might as well.
I need to talk to you about that because I forgot my microscope. And right now I'm at my parents' house. There's no Wi-Fi here, and I'm using my phone as a hotspot.
See, right now I've got, I can show you this here. That's the one, obviously a phone, duh. And then this one here, obviously another phone. That one there, that's a tablet. And I could turn it around, but the tablet has a better camera on the back side than it does on the. So I don't really need to. I could be using it the other way. Makes no difference almost. And this one that I'm holding, this one here, is a Samsung S5. So that gives you an idea how old the phone can be and still be worthwhile. I mean, an S5 is a friggin' old phone.
I have an S5 at home.
Well, there you go. This is an S5 you're looking at right there.
And you're using StreamYards too, huh?
Yep, I'm using just StreamYards. I'm not using any other complicated software, just StreamYards. So, yeah, I kind of figured it out.
I have a Samsung SMJ737. It's just plain old phone. And I'm using that as a hotspot for my phone.
Well, I finally more or less got what I want. The other thing I would like to do is be able to bring in one of these cameras as if it was a guest, and I can do that. I just don't. I'm not doing it now. But Kay Titus from the Land of the Rising Sun as well. My first visitor today was from the Land of the Rising Sun. Banknotes Form Japan. I don't know what that means. Banknotes Form Japan, but maybe they mean banknotes from Japan. I don't know. But I love Japan. I think if I ever got money, man, I would go to Japan and check that place out. I love the culture. I love the food. I love the people. I would love to be in Japan one day. Might have a hard time getting me back. I would come back to Canada though. My microphone is wearing a mask, as you can see, so it's safe. It's not going to go COVID on me. Ms. Linda. Now, how is it that I have people here at 2:14 a.m. on the west coast of Canada? Now, I understand Titus. He's in Japan. What the hell is Ms. Linda and Lemonhead Penny and you yourself, Hector? What are you doing up?
I just woke up.
You just woke up. What the hell? And then you decided that I was streaming and you'd better. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. What do we got here? 24 minutes. I'm being more cognizant of my use of the StreamYards time because I used it all up the first month and I realized that just streaming my snow-covered front street might have been a kind of a waste.
Kay Titus, where'd you move from? Oh, he moved from California to where?
I actually don't know where in Japan he is. Then Japan's a big place.
Kay Titus is from Japan?
Yeah, and I hate it when people do that. It's like, oh, he's from Canada. Well, yeah, But, Canada's a big place,
It's bigger than the United States, I think.
He's an American. Yes, there's all kinds of Americans. I'll be up till the morning. Well, the morning, depending on where you are, could be already pretty easily. Could already be ready.
Yokohama
Mama.
Ginger from Japan is from the United States. He's a sailor. I think he's a sailor. No, I better just say he's in the military. He's stationed in Japan.
That's some of those states quarters everybody likes. Canada ones there. I like all the pretty quarters that they make. What the hell? I mean, I think somebody was talking about this one the other day.
Helen Keller one?
I have that one somewhere, I think. Is that one?
Something I haven't been able to. Well, I haven't been out of the house a lot. Just today. Let me see the quarters.
I can't tell which one I'm looking at. Oh, it's that one. So it's that one. It's that one. Okay.
Well, let's see. 2020. I'm looking at my book.
Yeah, there they are. There's the matching pair, the painted and unpainted.
The Cumberland?
The Cumberland Gap? I don't know. Do I have that? I don't even know what I'm looking at. I'm dumb.
No, it's just
there's the Cumberland Gap.
Yeah, I learned how to use that word a little bit better when I said I'm ignorant and proud of it. Just learning more. That's all.
Yeah, I might be ignorant, but I ain't stupid.
Yep, that's right. Wow, there's some big numbers there.
I've been dumb. Big numbers of what?
Mintage.
Oh.
Yeah, like 186 billion, 182 billion.
Well, if they didn't mint that many, I would have never ended up with one.
Except for the 2018 Pictured Rock National Lakeshore, Michigan, 917,000.
There you go. There's an official Chuck E. Cheese's. You never want to go to Chuck E. Cheese? There you go. You can get you some pizza.
Yeah, I haven't been to Chuck E. Cheese in a very long time.
And I found some nice old Canadian nickels. The nickels always, they look good no matter how long almost, This one here could use a little bit of a flip. Dream of the Blue Turtles.
Well, I'm looking at the 2020 quarters. The Heritage Park, Weir Farm, Salt River, March Buildings, Rockefeller, Talcott.
I didn't realize they had them side by side, the painted and the unpainted turtle.
Those are indigenous designs, aren't they?
I'm not sure. You know what? It would be just like Canada to do that. We owe our indigenous people, apparently, so we make sure we include them in everything at some level so that we're not thought to be forgetting them because, of course, you know how it is.
Yeah, we don't do that too well in the United States.
We do it too much here. We really need to. I'm sorry, it's a bad topic for me. It honestly is. I mean, I get that we came here from Europe and we kind of took over and it wasn't cool. But back in the day when you showed up somewhere and you took over, you slaughtered everybody who was there. And we didn't do that.
Yeah, so, I know the feeling.
I thought to myself, well, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, enough of that.
Yeah, it's funny because funny as in strange, not funny as a ha-ha, because it does have a dull meaning. I remember
Question
talking
about
to
the
this guy.
Chinese cash from Miss Linda. I believe it's kind of brass, kind of that kind of thing, and
Yeah,
it's bloody old. Um, I guess caches have been around for a real long time, and that's what they're called, Chinese cash.
I heard a rumor. I haven't been able to talk to someone else about it, but they would put a string through that coin so they wouldn't lose their change because they didn't have pockets. Is that true?
Beats me. I
That's
don't
what
know.
I heard last time.
I don't think I've seen one decent Her Majesty in this whole pile. So there she is, Queen of my land.
Oh, a Mexican peso.
Do I have a peso? Where? Must have showed him earlier.
What? Just out of curiosity, what year is that peso?
Well, there's a couple of them, I believe, here, right? That's a peso, 71, and that is the flip side of a different peso.
Oh, okay. But the one with Morelos, not that one, not that one, not that
Uh-huh.
one. Hold on, let me give StreamYards. The 1969 Morelos peso that you have there, modeled a little while ago,
Oh,
that one was sold at Starks Bowers at, I forget what year it was, but they sold for $5,000.
don't even. I don't even know which one this is. That no, it's not this one. Hang on, let me put this one up with this one. Well, that ain't it. What am I doing? That ain't it. Is it? You mean this? Isn't that Mexican? Mexico or not? Hector, is that Mexican? This one here? I lost him. He'll be back. He's gone to check something. Now that I got a close-up situation and I'm moving coins around, I understand the job a hand model does. I see the dirty fingers and fingernails in there, and I'm thinking to myself, "Ugh," but that's me. So, oh well.
I'm gonna experiment with something. Hopefully, I don't screw up your channel.
Well, I don't care.
um,
What are you going to screw up?
I got, I got my,
So go right ahead.
I've got my very, a very new phone, but a very low model. Low model.
I got my pencil.
A very new phone, but a very low.
Give me something to write on. Class dismissed. I got my pencil. Give me something to write on. Bum, 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 bum. It's a little pixely looking to me when I get zoomed in like that. And like it could be better for sure. Boop. Oh, we got a boop. Oh.
Get a lot of backbeat on that. Sorry about that. I was trying to use my phone to be.
Put that back up. Put it back up again, and I'll fix it.
Okay.
Just pop it back in.
Bum, 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 bum.
R.I.P. Eddie Van Halen. Yes. Just go listen to Eruption for the fun of it. Oh, there's the boop.
Does work.
Okay, so you got to turn down something, mute something. Are you there now? Okay. You got to unmute something so we can hear you. But you got to turn down volumes on other things so you don't feedback. Bum bum ba bum 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 ba bum bum ba bum ba dum ba bum. I got it bad, I got it bad, I got it bad. I'm hot to teach ya. I got it bad, so bad.
How about now?
That's good.
How about now?
Also good.
Oh, okay. Well, now I have my phone, which you can see that I got your screen.
Yes.
And this is interesting. This is very, very, very interesting. Now I can use my phone to show you my coins.
See, now there's something else I learned about StreamYards. I don't know how to do it yet, but I can give you the logon that you would need to be the host. And then you logged on, we would both have the host power. And so if one's
No kidding.
yeah, so you could have two people, twin hosts, doing a show, controlling all the camera angles and all that kind of stuff. I mean, one guy could be more camera, one guy could be more talking, but everybody would have the controls. One of you only does the streaming out to their channel, but you can have other people log on and have the whole camera deal where you can, do all the flicking around and all this kind of crap.
Because right here I can show you my book, what I'm working on. And then there's my avatar up that, no. Let me get my orientation here. That way. Huh, interesting.
Your light sucks, though.
That's because I'm at my parents' house and I got the fire going and it's cold in this house.
I'm glad you're at your parents' house visiting. It's nice to be able to visit with our loved ones these days. Even if you're not supposed to, I don't care.
It's not that. It's my parents are not here.
Ah, that's ever so slightly different too.
Yeah. I went to go visit my mom and she has COVID. So I got to be. And then, of all great surprises and how life can be ironic, we were doing Christmas. We exchanged gifts. My daughter's on StreamYards, and what we did was exchange gifts at each other's house, but we left them at the doorstop.
Oh yeah.
And then we took them home, and then we went on. We didn't open the presents because her father-in-law is not doing so well, and he's not long for this life on earth. And so they went to go visit him, and they exchanged gifts, and then they said, "Hey, we'll do this," and they said, "Hey, that's cool. I'll do StreamYards. What's that?" So I showed them how to get on it, and then we're at the house, and Mom has already been since the 21st of December. She's been in the hospital, and before that, she was in assisted living, and so the bombshell is, which is blessed and ironic at the same time. On Christmas, my daughter, at the end of the gifts, she goes, "I have one more big surprise." And she goes, "Okay." And we look at each other like, "Okay, what's the big surprise?" And she says she's pregnant. What? Yay! Yeah, yay! She's pregnant. Good. You know it's a boy or girl? No, I don't know anything. Yay! What do you do? The 30th? Whoa! Wait a minute. 30th of what?
Of what?
30th of January, March, April? No. December 30th in 5 days.
No, how could that be? You didn't even. There's no what?
I said, Renee, what are you thinking? You mean to tell me you waited, what is it, 8 months and 3 weeks?
And she wasn't showing.
Well, don't forget, we hadn't seen her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We did see her in August, but that was from a distance, you know? And we're looking, I mean, she wasn't shaped like a pregnant person. I should say person, a pregnant woman.
I think
And
that
and oh, we when she said the 30th, we went, what the? And
that's
then
pretty
she
cool.
goes, her first doctor visit was yesterday.
Wow.
Talk about wow. That was a great Christmas present. And you know, the thing is, I think it was a surprise uh, pregnancy. Thing it was, oh, she's really scared because it's pandemic. She's got to go to the hospital, you know, to birth the child. I there's a lot of reasons why she didn't do it. And then when she's telling us, she's crying. I said, Mom, are you happy? And she goes, No, I'm scared. I went, oh, Mom. I call her Mamas. And I said, Oh, Mamas, don't worry about it. We'll do whatever we have to do. And then Mom got worse, and then she got COVID, and then I went to go visit her today. And Dad has passed on already 2 years and 8 months. And so I'm in this house, kind of bittersweet, a lot of memories. House is, I'm cleaning the whole house out and taking stuff out and throwing things like food away, and a lot of good memories, a lot of great memories here. It's quiet, but life goes on.
Well, it's cool to be able to be in the old family house. After we moved out of ours, they bulldozed it
Really? Why?
because it was on a big lot, and the lot could be subdivided.
Oh,
Yeah, we had a nice big backyard. We had a nice big front yard, and a nice big house. But
well, I'm in a 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath ranch house on 5 acres.
oh, nice. Well, in our case, we had a lot that was 120 feet wide or whatever. And sorry, hang on.
Yeah, what a Christmas present.
Sorry, it was 66 feet wide, and they allowed a subdivision of that lot to two 33-foot wide lots, and it was 120 deep. So,
The subdivision down the street from my parents' house, they have 3/4 acres with a 1,800 square foot home, and there's 20 acres out there.
it's a circle of life. It's a waning unbroken. That's what it says there. Oldest one passed, and the new ones are born.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it goes. I don't get it.
You know, the funny thing is, when I was 18, I never thought of my grandparents being, you
When
know,
I was young, I knew everything. She a punk that never ever took advice. Now we're guilt stricken, starting with our heads on the floor. That's all.
Jared, do you have a mask around your mic?
Yeah,
Okay.
got the COVID mask on it, so it's safe.
Well, I
It's
tell you one thing. Uh, Hello, Ann. How you doing? Visiting my mom in the COVID ward. She's in a room by herself, and everybody. Well, I should tell you, there's hardly anybody in the hospital except for doctors, nurses, house cleaning, sanitation, and hospital staff and patients. That's it. There's nobody in there.
I was in not that long ago for a thing. I had to like a day thing. I had to go in for a scan. And they're
Uh,
very careful, you know.
yeah.
And she's
Well,
crazy.
I had two masks on. One was an N95. My niece is a nurse at the major regional medical center. It's also the state's best burn unit area. But she got me one in case I went to the hospital, and I did, and she got me a couple of them. And then they said, well, if you use those, you got to make sure they're form fitted to your face, and it looks good, but we'll just put another one on you. So they gave me another mask to put on.
They hand them out at the hospital as soon as you walk in the front door. If you're not using the right kind of mask, they stop you and hand you the one they want you to use. Here.
Yeah, yeah. And I was wearing gloves, and they told me to take them off because they don't do any good. Not the ones I was wearing, but they're medical, because I used them for my dad. And
I have an itchy ear. Ah!
hey, Meyer's been contacting me. He saw a few of my videos, and he's been contacting me that way. Pretty cool.
Oh, sure. Once that Meyer guy gets his hands on you, I don't know. Yeah, I've been working on the lighting. I've been trying to get it nice and bright here. I'm using the same lighting I've been using, but with those little boxes I've made it, I think it's making a difference. You can see my changing background with the RGB flashing different colors there.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is my son is moving out. He just bought a house, so
You had mentioned that. That's nice.
yeah, it's gonna be really quiet at the house.
Yeah, it sure is. You'll have the old empty nest syndrome, as they say, right?
Well, we did have it for a while. We had it for 5 years when he moved to Missouri.
Well, then you're used to it. Shut up.
Yeah, it's not fun though. We're used to a noisy house.
Get dogs.
When my daughter and son were in high school and 8th grade, especially when my daughter was a senior, my son was an 8th grader or a freshman, I forget. But man, we had rock and roll coming out of both those doors. And the funny thing is, they were listening to my old music. All my old CDs started disappearing.
Well,
And
don't you know why that is? It's because we were right.
oh yeah,
That's all there is to it.
I mean, I was listening to Megadeth and Boston and Foreigner and Doobie Brothers and Metallica. Did I say that Metallica already? I must have said it already. And my wife, she listened mostly like Chicago, Tower Power, Suave, all the Latino, which I had too, but she had more of it. And then she also listened to Motown a lot. But that was fun. Miss Linda, you live in Missouri? My son used to live in, let me remember, Springfield. Sorry, Springfield. He was there for 5 years. He worked at O'Reilly's headquarters there in Springfield at the corporate office. He was a marketing manager for them. Hey, you know something? That wouldn't be too bad. A disco ball.
Give me a second. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, you have one? He has one. Oh, he took himself completely off. Okay. I've been to Missouri 3 times, I think. Yeah, 3 times. Once I drove my son from California through Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, then to, I guess it's straight to Missouri from there. And then I flew back. And then I went back about 2 years later. And then my wife came with me 3 years later. We went to the caves, went to Branson. Had my first, what's that, Shake? Or what's the name of that place? Kind of weirded out. In California, we don't carry guns, but everybody in Missouri went to one of the local grocery stores. The guy was wearing a gun in his hip. We kind of thought that was, California wouldn't do that. Wonder where he went. Oh. I'm going to tell Darryl I'm going to take my phone off as soon as he gets back. Oh. Miss Linda, what part of California? Central Coast, Central California, Northern California, Bay Area, LA, Mojave area, San Bernardino. He's got the lighting down. That means he's got ready the disco ball. I heard 3 beeps. It must be programming.
I'm not muted. Damn it.
Nope.
Check 1, check 2, 1, 2, 3.
Loud and clear, 10-4.
Wondering if I can't get a little far out and funky echo in there just for the fun of it. There we go.
Miss Linda, have you ever heard of Whittier Boulevard? Of course you have. That was a famous strip that I used to go with my cousins. I left off Whittier and Pioneer. Oh, yeah. I know where that's at. It's been years I've been there, though.
All right. Cool.
Most of my family lives between, let's see, I-5 and, let's see, 465. No. Let's see, 5 can't be. Feedback.
Who's got feedback?
Well, I hear myself. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
You hear yourself.
Yep. Echo.
Did that just start happening?
Yeah. Okay, now I'm off.
Okay, interesting.
I'm going to turn my phone off, okay? I'm going to leave that one.
Sure.
There we go. Save my battery. Because when I do go to sleep, it's going to take me a while to get sleepy, so I usually watch and listen to someone talking. Yes, Linda, it is a small world. My wife's name is Linda.
It's
or the way my family calls her, Linda. Linda means beautiful.
Linda. Linda.
Linda.
Have you ever watched that TV show Bob Loves Abishola?
No.
It's a that actor. I wish I knew the guy's name. He's the big guy. He was in that show with the Scientologist girl who got out of Scientology. What was her name? Leah Remini.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, Kevin something. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Anyways, he has a heart attack and ends up in the hospital, and he's watched over by this gal. She's the nurse or whatever, and she's from Ghana or something like that. You know, something really African.
Mm-hmm.
And she's always telling him what to do and ordering him around, and you can see he just loves it. And she's can't get over like, why are you smiling when I'm telling you, giving you a heck? And he says, the way you say my name. And he says, I never did like the way my name sounded. My wife, my kids, and then you listen to them, it's like, Bab, 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 Bab. But when she says it, she says, Bob, Bob. And he says, I just love the way you say my name, It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's not far from fetch because I don't like my name said in English. My mom says it the way I grew up on was Hector.
It's like almost no H, Hector.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's spelled with an H, but it's said without an H because in Spanish the H is silent.
Well, that's what I'm going to say from now on, Hector.
Oh, appreciate it.
I prefer. I like to do what, especially with a name. I like to get a name right. If I care about a person, I'll be concerned about saying their name correctly.
Oh, you'd be surprised how many kids. I get a reaction because when I do roll call, the first time I ever do roll call in class, I try to pronounce their names as authentic as possible. And the thing is, most children, you see that on TV right now with a I don't know if you've seen it in Canada, but it was a commercial on a girl whose name was Shiori. Shiori. She's Japanese, and they have a teacher example, and when she said the name, it was mispronounced. And she gets a necklace that spells her name out in Japanese, but in English characters rather than Japanese characters. And she gets a kick out of it. But I get the same reaction with kids when I call their name out correctly, even if it's German or Russian or man, I get respect out of that from the kids when they hear it said correctly.
Well, that's why I like to do it. If I like you, I want to show a sign of respect and say your name correctly, especially if it's difficult. That's.
Yeah, I remember kids will say, "Oh wow, he said it right the first time," and I will say, and I say also, I will apologize for not saying your name correctly.
Well, I was just gonna play with cameras for a minute, You guys.
What happened?
Well, then you all showed up. It was sweet. Thank you. I love it. This is CB. This is Citizens Band Radio, man. Back when I was a kid, I had a CB radio. I had an antenna outside my house. I tried to talk as far as I could to anybody that would listen. And
same here. My handle was Mr. Blue Z.
I was the Burnaby Ace, and Burnaby was the city I lived in at the time, and Ace, of course, the flying ace. And I had a little card, like the same way as we exchange stickers now. We had things called QSL cards, and we would send them one to another, especially if you made a long distance connection. You would exchange QSL cards with them, or QSO cards, I think they were called. Something like that anyway. And it was all a thing. My best connection was down to Queensland, Australia. I talk to Spud Lee all the time. He's in Queensland, I believe. It's no big deal anymore.
Is he still available to you?
Pardon?
Is he still available to you?
Who? Spud Lee?
No, no, no. The guy in Queensland.
No, that was a one-time connection. And when you do that with
Uh,
the Citizens Band radio, you're using Skip. It's like a blessing from the stars when you're able to do that. I talked
well,
the west coast of Canada to the bottom side of Australia thanks to a cloud that was in the right spot.
well, I did CB, but most of my CB was the citizen. You said Citizen Band, right?
Yeah.
So mine basically was just like truckers and I-5 and 99.
Yeah, if you have a sideband radio and you go at night and you have a good location and sunspots are reasonably high, you end up with Skip. And Skip just bounces off the ionosphere and comes down wherever it comes down. You're lucky if you can hear when Skip is rolling. Like in Canada, we could hear all the big heavy stations that a lot of guys down in the States had, because a lot of guys in the States were running way more power than they were supposed to be. And they all they all had these stupid microphones that had some fancy bullshit on them. Like, it was like, all right, Roger, we got you here on the 10 side flip flop going to the film and again with 10-4. That's what they sounded like.
You're not talking about ham radio, are you?
Well, no, CB radio is just a different frequency. Everybody's got a ham radio can broadcast on the CB frequencies if they want to, but a CB radio is just, it was for you guys, it was free. We had licenses here in Canada, but went to channel 40 unless you had a good CB radio, and then you had more channels, but that was illegal. But you had them anyway.
Yeah. Well, for me, it was free. I just can't remember my license number right now. And it was free at the time.
In Canada, if you had a license, you had XM numbers. I was XM 12 22 52 3. That's my CB radio.
That's great that you can remember that.
I remember that. I remember my driver's license number.
Yeah, mine too.
I've never been enamored of credit cards. I have no idea what credit card numbers and don't need to remember that crap. I've turned out all the lights. I'm sitting here in the dark and look at the friggin' phones still work really good.
Yeah.
I'm in the dark, folks. The dark. I'm in the dark. I'm seriously sitting in the dark.
Well, I'm completely in the dark.
I have the light from my monitors, and I put up 2 little disco lights. I was hoping was going to make the disco light effect happen, but
did you notice when I put my hand up, the reflection off the screen actually lit up the? No, I'll show you.
I remember. I've seen you do it.
Yeah, see, isn't that weird?
You're weird.
Thank you, God, who made me unique.
We call it weird. Be right back.
Anna, I'm crazy. Are you lurking? Now, the reason why my wife got the name Linda is because her mom looked at her and says, "Que linda" in Spanish. So that's how she got the name. Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? And did I hear you say? I'm sorry?
He was meeting you here today. Take you to his mansion in the sky. She's 41 and her daddy still calls her baby. All the folks round town here say she's crazy.
I remember this part.
With a suitcase in her hand, looking for a mysterious dark-haired man. In her younger days, they called her Delta Dawn. She was the prettiest woman you ever laid eyes on. When a man of wealth and means were by her side, promised her he'd take her for his bride. Something like
That won't get you a strike with it.
that. Hmm?
Singing the song.
That's all I remember of it. Just that part.
Well, it did a lot more than I did. I just remember the what is it called
Chorus.
the chorus. Hmm. I used to sing that when I was working in the mailbox. The other
That's
one that
ruined for me because of there's a comedy duo called McLean and McLean. Have you ever heard of them? Well,
I've heard of McLean, like uh, McLean Stevens, who sings American Pie.
no. If you look up McLean and McLean as a comedy duo, you'll
Uh, I mean, I have heard of him.
they've got a few songs that can't be aired in polite public.
You know, the one I really enjoy a lot is "Bye Bye Miss American Pie." Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
And everybody
And
likes.
little boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing "This'll be the day that I die." Boy, that takes me back years.
Helter skelter in the summer swelter.
Hmm.
So there's the disco balls.
There you go.
Look at the poor camera trying to hunt. I think I didn't do that one on that's why I like it the other way around. I just thought of something. It's cool though.
Do what?
Well, the tablet, I decided
Uh-huh.
I would use the back camera instead of the selfie camera so I don't have the screen pointed my way. So I've got it set on automated focus. So you
Mm-hmm.
can see what it's doing there. It's hunting for focus. And
Ah.
if I had turned it around and put it on manual focus, then you tap on it to focus and it wouldn't be hunting ugly like that because that's ugly. Anybody who lets their camera do that, I can barely watch their stream. It's just garbage. Anyway, I'll turn that off.
Well, I'm glad. You're gonna have to tell me what you did to get my phone to work when we hear a lot of feedback coming towards the sound. Did you just turn off your side, my.
I can mute you from here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that what you did? Good.
Yeah.
No, I'll do that again. Because I would like to do a pit. You guys don't have pennies in Canada anymore, so nickel box. I would challenge you to an American nickel box to the Canadian nickel box and see what.
I'm not sure how that would work out. That might be
Well,
interesting.
I would make the let's say year for year. Okay, that's one. What's valuable in your years, probably
Oh
before
yeah. So anytime
68.
you pull the silver out, that would be a score, right? Whether you
Yeah,
got a Canadian or American silver, if you pulled that, they're not silver. What am I thinking? They're nickel. I'm an idiot.
the only nickel that's 35% silver is the war years from 42 to 45. P, D, and S.
And the Canadian nickels, the only ones that had anything to do with silver, are the really, really tiny nickels that are literally like they were a nickel's worth of silver. They're tiny.
Well, we'll figure something out. I know quarters before 64, they're all. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
Yeah,
And
before
the boys were
the
drinking.
Canadian nickels were what you're familiar with the beaver and all that. They were like smaller than the dime, much smaller, but they were silver. Yeah, can't complain. That works well.
Well, we'll figure something out. Unless you can get a box of American pennies.
I don't know. I think I have quite. I'll tell you what.
What?
I'll tell you what. I have pennies, unsearched pennies. I don't know how what's in them. I don't know how American, how Canadian, but somebody dropped off to me a like a giant jar full of pennies.
Really?
And yeah, so we could just go penny for penny, and I'm literally, and I promise you, completely blind. We could do for a year just for fun or something like that, or who knows. But those, I got a milk, the old glass milk jar. What do you call it?
Yeah.
Milk jug. It's got. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. What am I talking about? Here I'm just when I'm on the freaking video here. Okay, there it is.
That's a quart.
Quart of milk. Exactly, quart of milk. And then there's this. And I don't know what's in any of these. I have not had a chance to even look at penny one.
Well, I have to find out if I can get a box of pennies in the first place, but my bank hasn't been very cooperative in that manner.
I was talking to my brother-in-law, David, who lives with us. I'll put this up here for a moment. David collects these Tim Hortons hockey cards. Tim Hortons, I don't know if you know what Tim Hortons is, but it's like Dunkin' Donuts, but it's way more Canadian, and it supports hockey and kids hockey and has for years and years. It's not even properly Canadian owned anymore, but they have a tradition of, Canadiana, basically. So they put out this series of hockey cards along with the upper deck people. So they're nothing to be sneered at. They're as good as any of the other hockey cards that are made.
Yep.
And here, like this one here, that's a clear cut one. People pay big money for these things. David likes to get his book collected, but this year I encouraged him to get a second book. And he's got some significant doubles. And I said, we can get some money out of this book, I think, if we put it together and sell it as a unit and, give a good deal. But at the same time, try to recoup some of the money that, you put into it to get all these cards.
Right.
I explained to him, though, that we should be maybe doing some toonie or loony hunting while you make an investment. Anything you pull out, you keep, but anything you don't keep goes back to the bank at full value.
Yeah.
It's like being able to return all the hockey cards you got doubles of that you don't want for full value. So I think I'd love to see us get into that. But right now we're still working on the hockey cards. As you can see, that's a video of one of the ones we did. And I used Droid Cam in this case. I'm not using Droid Cam anymore. I've got something different now that I'm using for what I'm doing here. And I could still use Droid Cam too, but I must have done streaming now 3 or 4 different ways since I first started trying to do this. And this, what I'm doing now, I like it. The only thing I don't like about it is I can only still present one camera at a time. I just have like literally 5 cameras that I can choose from now, but I can't put up multiple cameras of my own camera. In this case, the presentation I'm showing you, the video from the camera, from the card show, I used OBS. So I have 3, I think I used OBS. Anyway, obviously you can see I have 3 different camera angles on it.
Yeah.
There's lots of ways to do this.
I'm gonna have to go private with you and probably set up a time where we can talk. And I've got 2 phones, a Galaxy 5, and I forget what the other one is. And I have this SMJ 737A Samsung. And I was thinking that I could do one for overhead shots and a different angle, because I don't really not like the lights in my glasses. Kind of bugs me a little bit.
No, I get that.
To rearrange my suggested setup. And besides, when my son moves out, I get to have a whole room for my coin and hobby room.
You make it your studio, and it just happens to work for coins, hobbies, and everything else.
Well, that, and I'm gonna try to get into electronics too, because I got a few radios that I want working. And I've got a 6 foot, almost seven. Well, no, it's a 7 foot Magnavox, 1966, with a dual radio and LP player. And I got lots of records at my house that I don't play because I don't have a record player anymore.
If that one's that one that's that old, you're better off not to plug that thing in until somebody goes over it, right?
Oh yeah, oh heck yeah.
Okay,
That's why I was just talking about that the other day with some guy. His whole thing is just all he does is repairs his console from the 60s and 50s.
Cool. He'll be a perfect guy. You know who knows about that too, though, is Cajun Coin Hunter.
Oh
And
yeah.
and a good YouTube channel to check out is called Mr. Carlson's Lab. You'll love Mr. Carlson's Lab, I'll betcha. You know that painter guy, Bob or whatever, that would. Now I'm going to paint
Bob
some
Ross.
trees. Yes. This Mr. Carlson's Lab. He's the Bob Ross of electronics. You will love him. He's sweet.
I found him. The guy with the bug eyes.
Yeah.
I'm already subscribed to him.
Oh, well, there you go. What do I know, right?
More than me. Shoot. He's got an 84-year-old radio, a 1936 radio. My dad was 12 years old at the time. Uh-oh. Did you leave me? He left me.
I'm here.
Hey, there's pennies to Benji's.
Oh, cool. Pennies to Benji's. Thank you for coming.
Yep, I don't fit in. Fit in
Where-
for what? We're talking about everything.
Let's see if you fit in.
Yes, man.
What's the thing you always put in the chat? Something about being a tramp. Blah 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 blah. Just a tramp. Blah blah blah. I'm out of the shot when I lean in too far. There we go.
I am going to see a man about a horse. I'll be right back.
Never look it in the mouth.
Oh,
Not right away, anyway.
not right away.
All I hear is blah, blah, blah. I'm a dirty tramp. Blah, blah, blah. What's a what here? Hello. Okay. So, what we're going to do, we were showing off coins earlier, but now I'm sitting in the dark. We're just pretty interesting in itself because this is dark. I'm bloody sitting in the dark. And it's working. Go figure. That's the bizarre thing about it. But now I have multiple cameras. Watch this. I shall change camera. Oh boy. Oh, this one. There we go. The frazzle light. That one's pretty dark. but it is dark. Oh, wow, look at that. I don't believe I know how I can control it, though. Old technology, you know. Which one's down? That one? Yeah, I guess it is. Okay, we'll turn this one off. Since this was kind of just a test anyway. There we go. That one seems sufficiently dark now. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, "This'll be the day that I die." Now that was card unwrapping we had done not all that long ago. I think we're going to be presenting a almost completely filled book. You know, anybody who collects cards and would like almost a complete collection that just has a few things to add to it, I think we're going to be able to make somebody pretty happy. What time is it? 3:12. And how long have I been streaming? 1 hour and 22 minutes. What a doughhead I am. Okay. Well, we're going to cut this off at 1.5 hours. That is in 7 minutes. Because I was just testing out this thing I was trying to figure out. I wanted to see if I could get a bunch of cameras all together working, and I have. I did it. There's still a different way that I'd like to deploy them. And I can try that yet too, possibly. Let's just see. Yeah, I'm going to try something. Because why not? It's kind of what I'm about. I'm trying this stuff. Okay, let's just see here. Try doing this in the dark. I actually wish I had some lights on. Actually, I'm going to put some lights on. Hang on. Oh, that's enough light. Pennies, could you link me to the base to Basshead, Basehead, and I'll give him a thumb as well. Mute. 78, no, 67. This could actually be pretty good. Another test to do, and I'm doing it. Bingo. Awesome. That is awesome. I'm going to pop these out. Put them here. Let's manipulate that. Put it there. Sorry, folks. Hector is back now. He's back now. Hector is back. Hector is back. No. He's that Hector at your back door. He's that Hector at your back door. He's that Hector at your front door. He's that Hector all over the place. Okay. No, I don't like that either. Close that. Okay, so that's the one it's showing. That's the one it's got. I enter the broadcast studio and then devices not connected. Add to stream. Okay, now. I'm not sure how that worked. Gonna do it again. Now am I going to be done? Now what? So, how about now? Okay, finally. Now, what can I do? Okay, all right. Is that that? Yeah, it is. Okay. And this? Now my echo? No. Okay. That's not even part of it. It's this one and this one. And that's a second camera. Cool. So we're like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I can pull this one and put it in. I can pull this one out. I was just talking to Lemonhead with the mic muted. What's so funny, Lemonhead, that I'm figuring it all out live in front of everyone? I'll bet it is, but that's okay. See, now I've got my separate, what do you call it? I figured out my coin cam, how I'm going to do it. Because I think this way is the best way. If I bring it in like that, and then I'll have to redo it. Hang on, I'll just fix it back up here. Because I took it apart, but I'm just going to put it back together again. Because it takes about that much effort to do. All my stuff is homemade. Not home, homemade. This is homemade stuff. Homemade ingenuity is all that it is. You see now it's pointing the wrong way. Now I want it to go the other way. Okay. Then I go to back. And I look for the buffalo. There it is, the buffalo. I see them. I see the buffalo. Probably not the best one, but I don't think it matters. I think we can still zoom in as much as we want. There. Now we're talking. I got MeCam, CoinCam, UCam, duct tape, and a number 2 pencil, and it doesn't even have to be sharpened, man. It's not necessary. So I can put this one, boom. It's a CoinCam with many coin and the buffalo. Okay, now let's turn the lights on. Now we're really gonna turn the lights on because I think that is looking pretty good. I drove my Chevy and I'm going to turn these off because they're unnecessary. They're really not supplying any extra ambiance tonight. So, let's make with the studio lighting, shall we? All right, we're back to the full kit now. See a lot of light from above. Light from above might not be so flattering because it's very shadowy. I probably still need a key light to fill in the crappy shadows and make me look old and tired. Oh.
Hey, Dimebag, Miss Linda wants to know who's the man on the
1940s penny dime bag. Yes. King George. Mm-mm-mm. I like this camera though.
So,
It's running out of power.
so how many telephones are you using for your different angles?
Power. I must have a couple of power plugs around here somewhere. That one. You know what? This one, I'm going to pull it down. I'm not going to use this one anymore tonight. This is one of the cameras, a tablet. So we're just going to turn that off.
I have a tablet too, the Samsung. I think it is a 7.
Tablets make good cameras, especially if they're a decent tablet. This one's an LG, so it is decent. And it has about a 5 megapixel selfie camera, and a 5 megapixel camera will do just fine.
I think
that to get good pictures. This one
I think
here,
I have quite a few.
Selfie camera right here, right now. It's good. It's fine. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Hey, hey, what's the matter with this? Huh? What's the matter? What's the matter for you? Huh? What's the matter for you? Anyways, all that so I could plug it in to something else. Careful now. Careful now, or you will hear me scream, and I don't want that.
As a matter of fact, I had to plug in my phone.
Plugged in right here. It's going to die.
Excuse me.
That's almost as good. Pretty much is as good, actually. This is the Samsung S5 Neo, but I don't think Neo matters much.
We're supposed to get new phones because our contract is up with our old one already.
There goes my traffic down the main street, middle of the night. They keep coming.
So, are you near a major thoroughway, or are you a thoroughway?
I'm sure there's another plug over there, but I'm not going to worry about it right now.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Hector, where are you?
I'm here.
Forget about it. We got the LG pad and we got the Samsung pad, both 8 inches.
I'm here.
Got the Samsung. I got the LG. I like the LG better. It's a little bit thinner. It's not quite as thick. I think maybe the Samsung battery lasts a little bit longer, but I think that's the price you pay. If you want a nice big thick one, then it's gonna last longer. You just violated my nose. Oh my God. Well, that's a terrible thing. When your nose is violated, it's hard to, enjoy very many other things. Everything smells bad. I understand. And then I could just put up the coin cam. Boom. Coin cam.
Can you hear me?
Coin cam. Because I can. Coin cam.
Darren, can you hear me?
I can. Only because I can. Yeah, see, I can just take this one and just close it. I don't need anything about it. I could share a whole nother shared screen from here, I suppose. Interesting.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Very interesting. Hector's back. Hector's back.
Can you hear me?
Where are you, man? I see you, but I don't hear you. Why don't I hear you?
Huh.
Hector, talk. Oh, damn, he's gone. Well, hopefully he comes back. We can hear you, but he can't. I didn't know I had a sense of humor anymore. Thought that had left me long ago. What happened? Did this thing die too? Hector's back.
How about now?
Did I do something wrong?
I am not muted on my side. No, you're muted. Testing.
Testes, 1, 2.
Testing.
Testes, 1, 2.
2, 2, 1.
I'm done doing the thing, so it's going to stop doing the other thing. In other words, I've had enough of that. I'll learn more about it later when my brain is more with me. It probably won't take me quite so long.
Pennies to Benji says this is the first time they've seen me.
Fact is, I wanted to find a piece of software I could use to make phones into webcams, and although I already knew about DroidCam, I found a better one. It let me connect 4 cameras, which I did. I used them all. They all worked fine. And when you do that, and you add that piece of software, it brings all 4 of those cameras into StreamYards that you can just choose from. It's stellar. So 8675309. There it is.
Darren, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, good. I was feeling a little odd here.
Odd, AWED.
Excuse me?
You said odd. You were feeling odd, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to take that to mean AWED instead of ODD. I'm making a play on words.
It's called a homonym.
Is it? You know what? I wasn't. Although I had heard that terminology in my learning, I'd forgotten what it meant. Honestly.
Yeah, it's the term is that
sounds the same but means different.
Yeah,
like
they're spelled differently, and they have 2 different meanings.
There and there, yours and yours.
Mm-hmm.
These, them, and those. I cannot hear you, Darren. So it said.
I know those terminologies like onomatopoeia.
Look at this. We're live with StreamYards. Everyone, don't you want their crappy titles? There.
I didn't know they was even in there. As a matter of fact, I upgraded my package to when they told us. I guess it's because I was streaming and just using the 20 hours. They sent me an email saying that if I happen to pay $110 for the year, Then I got a second email saying that if I pay $96 all at once, then it's only $8 a month.
Somebody's making me have flashbacks, and it's Lemonhead Penny. The two youths, you honor. What? The two youths, you honor. What did he say? I don't understand him. The two youths. Oh, the two youths. The two youths.
Was that my cousin Benny?
Yeah. Good stuff. The two youths. Now you want to hear the old Brooklyn, you gotta listen to Joey's podcast. What's it called now? The Joint. The Morning Joint.
You know what I've been watching lately? It's been strange, but I've been watching What's My Line?
What's My Line? I love that show.
Yeah, I've been watching when it's nothing on well, I say nothing on TV that's interesting to me. I always put that on for about an hour.
Where do you find that?
YouTube?
Oh, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I memean, the premise of that show was great. I mean, and you could do that. You could do that now. You could do that anytime.
It's just the way. Okay, I'm a fan of English because English is my third language, and it's just the comedy in of it, the lacks of structure, meaning one thing, meaning another. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's in all languages, but for me, I don't see like, you know, hearing Shakespeare's the Queen's English, you know, and or hearing it from some other person that uses words that don't fit the context or the syntax of the sentence, and yet they're trying to, you know, convey a meaning, and they're all well intended, but it's like an American trying to speak Spanish or Portuguese or German. They'll fit in the wrong tense, the wrong feminine, the wrong masculine, you know, and it causes a little bit of a hilarity. And Steve Allen is one of my favorites on that panel.
I want to respond to our chat here. Go back to Lemon Penny here, where Pennies to Benji's, who thinks that I've forgotten, but it did throw me a little bit because I wasn't sure what it was to begin with.
Name that tune in 3 notes. I remember that.
Pennies to Benji's. Pennies to Benji's. You got a copy on this? Call them CQ, 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 DX. DX meaning long distance. This is Unit 523, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. We're calling Skip and standing by. CQ, CQ, DX is what we used to say. I don't know what DY is, but we used to say CQ, CQ, DX, baby. And that's when we were shooting Skip. I was unit. You wouldn't give out your actual call sign, your governmental one, because you're not supposed to shoot Skip. That's supposed to be not happening. So I just took the last 3 digits of mine and became Unit 5.
Is it because of United States code, or is it because of your national code?
It's because AM CB radios have a 4-watt output, and they're meant for terrestrial communications over about a 20-mile radius, and that's it. But at the frequencies that CB radios operate, skip is possible under the right conditions, and then you're talking around the world. And it's just how it is. They didn't want you to. I mean, it wasn't something you were discouraged of doing, but at the same time, you weren't really licensed to do it either. So rather than spitting out my whole governmental number every time I shot skip, and often that was to guys down in the States with their giant rigs and their massive beam antennas and all that, you could hear them. So you just shout out, hey, it's Unit 523, Vancouver, British Columbia. Anybody got a copy on this Wiki 109 station? And you'd see if anybody heard you and would respond. And often enough, especially down to the States, you could get down to Texas. You could get down to, Arizona.
That reminds me of two programs, a movie and a Twilight Zone episode where the guy was communicating through a CB radio, and he found someone in the future. and that was one. And the other one was a movie that was called Frequency.
If you're really in the future, give me the lotto numbers, buddy. Then I'll know.
Oh yeah, but it was interesting. It was
Now, ham radio, I had a ham radio, but I didn't have a license for a ham radio, and I used it for CB. But the beauty of a ham radio is that if you know how it works, then you won't get in trouble because you don't have to run 300 or 500 watts. You can still run instead of the 4. So you run 10 or 12. You wouldn't even be noticed. You'd have a nice strong signal. But when you fire it up to 300 watts and you're coming through the neighbor's organ, you're an idiot. And so I always had way better radio equipment than I was supposed to have. But that's how it goes. 5 watts, 12 watts on sideband. Used to get a real good on sideband. Used to go up on the mountain where I lived. There was a mountain close by. You jump in the car, buzz up the mountain, fire up the radio, and see how far you can get. Yeah, pennies to Benjis. No, we talk to people all over the world in the right conditions. You can still do it today. I have all my equipment in a box. The only thing I don't have is a decent antenna, and that's critical. You need a decent antenna.
Are you talking about like a 60-foot or 75-foot antenna?
No,
or directional?
No, not even directional, but a half wave of the CB frequency is about 12 feet tall. So a good half wave antenna would do in most cases. If you wanted a slightly better antenna, you're looking at something a little bit bigger than that. But down in that frequency, 27 megahertz, a wavelength, like I say, a half wave is only about 12 feet. So a wavelength's around 24 feet, roughly, kind of, sort of. I know that anybody who knows more than me about this, I'm out by, I don't even know what order of magnitude, but it's more or less that. Like a half wave antenna is 12 feet tall, as far as I know. So that tells you wavelength, size, and blah, blah, blah. But all the equipment's still available. Some of the more basic antennas, I think, are still available. I don't know if anybody would want to do it anymore because this is taken over. I mean, this is CB right now, right here. It's much easier to control too.
Well, the thing is that, I've got, well, you should know. I mean, you've got people all over the world that we talk to. I've got people in Australia, about 3. There's 3 people in Australia, Poland, Belgium.
The more I keep my head up, the better the light is for me, and the less I look like I have the extra fat that I actually have.
It's called, directional lighting.
Yeah, it can be flattering and unflattering, that's for sure. I don't know what I got going on here yet.
I got to the point where I'm too old even to worry about it anymore. I wonder what was reflecting off my glasses, or...
Oh, terribly. Yeah, you had lots of reflection off your glasses, tons.
Let me see.
My glasses are doing really well. I'm not getting any kind of reflection. See, Penny's was into it. He was one of those stations I spoke to, a 60-foot tower with a beam on top that was another 20 feet. Yeah, so he had a serious station. You were not running a 60-foot tower and a beam and not extra power. You might as well fess up. You definitely, absolutely had a boot. You absolutely, definitely had a boot. It's a question of, did you have a kilowatt? Did you have 1,000 watts? Or did you have like a little 500 to 250 watt or something like that? But you definitely had a boot. You don't put up 60-foot tower and not have a boot.
Ham radio cap at 1,500 watts of power.
Nice. Kilowatt and a half. Yeah, well, you can still run CB through that same linear amplifier if you tune it properly.
Do people still use ham radios?
I think so.
In the heyday, like the heyday.
These days, people are broadcasting digital signals over their ham radios, video too. So, yeah, there are amateur radio operators out there still enjoying the hobby of, ham radio. Might as well turn off a few of these things that are unnecessary.
You're working tomorrow or today, I should say.
Tonight was my Friday. I just at 11:30 I finished. That was my end of week. This is my Friday night, and that's why I stayed up a little extra early or late because I wanted to do this. I just made these lights last night after my shift. I had this idea in my head how I was going to carve up this cardboard that I had and fashion these lights, and it just all came together. I made it, and I don't know when I stopped, but they're up, they're there, they're doing their thing. I'm proud of them, actually. I have a level of pride in my homemade lights. It's stupid, but still.
Well, I've been putting off a project on my house since forever.
I've got tons of projects I've put off. Don't even mention it. My wife will tell you what I'm not.
Well, my wife being now home 24/7, she's retired as of today. Today is her official retirement date, but she's already been home since October because she had so much sick leave and so much vacation time that she didn't use that she was able to take the last 2 months off with full pay.
Sorry, world. I'm messing with the microphone. And the camera. I was really impressed by the way I used this S5 camera for cards the other day, and it really did a good job. And I really do think it's one of the better cameras I've got.
Is that what you're using right now?
Yeah, this camera right here is the S5, and it is good. I really like it.
Good, because I have my Samsung here, the SM737. I have the S5 Samsung at home. Plus, I have a 7-inch. I'm sorry. Yes, no, 9-inch. I have a 9-inch Samsung tablet.
I've heard guys say they got a 9-inch tablet. I find that their tablets are probably more around the 5-inch mark. Oh, no, I mean tablet, right? Tablet, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
I should have got the 10, but I got that one because the price was better and it had better features than the 10. And I took it to Washington, D.C. for my dad's honor flight. Me and other family members from 68 combat veterans from World War II, we went from California to Washington, D.C. and spent 3 days and 2 nights. All expenses paid to the veterans, all of it. Hotel for 3 days, plane flight, the food for each of the dinner, lunch, and breakfast. It was pretty good because I've never met so many veterans at one spot, other than my dad's around this neighborhood. I mean, you can't even, shake a stick anywhere where you don't hit a veteran from Korea or from World War II, especially.
Veterans of Foreign Wars.
Yep, BFW.
I like my little command center here. I keep making it better and better. Once I really, really like it, we'll have to move. That's how it works. Hopefully not, though. Knock wood.
Well, I've lived in the same house for 31 years, and I haven't found a reason to move yet.
Well, in the last house we were renting, they wanted to knock it down because the guy owned the 3 or 4 houses right there, and he was rezoning for an apartment block, so we had to move on.
Yeah. Well, my house is paid for, so no one's gonna bulldoze it unless it's an act of war.
Yeah, I wish I could say that. Oh well, it is what it is. Who knows? There's still the lottery. My friend just pulled down $1,000. Showed me the ticket earlier tonight.
No, really.
Good for him. You
could the most ever win is $5, $10, $1. Yeah, my wife won $50 one time. That's about it.
I got a big plan. If I ever won the big money, I'd be gone. Firstly, I'd be off grid. I'd be driving around in a really nice RV. I'd have solar panels to beat the band, and I would start showing up at people's places and making things better for them. Not throwing money around like an idiot, but going to my friends' house, going to people's houses that I know, and figuring out what's really the issue, and can I help? And if I can, then I will. And then I'd probably branch out after that at the people I didn't know. Just sort of figure out what people need, and then just get it for them. Like, say some mother needs a car that's reliable. Doesn't have to be brand new, but your car's a piece of junk, or maybe it just needs to be fixed, and some mechanic needs to be told there's an unlimited budget. Just fix the freaking car.
In Spanish, they use that custom. They call it la ayuda.
La Yuna?
La ayuda. La ayuda. Just a little help.
La Uda, just a little help. Yeah. I got a friend whose dog's not well, and can't really take it to the vet too much because it's going to cost a lot of money. Take care of it.
Something I was just thinking that if I ever won the big bucks, get a way of helping them so that they themselves become self-sufficient, but just it's a leg up, a hand up, not a handout, but a hand up. Something that's substantial, though. It could be a house, it could be a car, it could be tuition.
I was always thinking that I'd never give away a house. I might give you. I was thinking that what I would do is to people who I would like, typically the sort of person in your life you would provide a house to, rather than providing the house, I would still own the house, and I would ask you, as you lived in it, to do one thing: pay the property tax each year. That's your whole bill for the house. So it's like a 99-year lease. Your whole life you can live there, and that kind of a thing. But I wouldn't give it away. I would maintain the ownership of the house overall, even if I gave it away in a 99-year lease, so that it ended up in the hands of my sons when it was all said and done.
Well, my wife and I have already placed our house in a trust so that my son, according to California laws, we get to live in it forever until we pass, and we continue paying the property tax. But when we go, they own it outright. No taxes, nothing.
Perfect.
Yeah. That way we can help them and the grandkids. They can go to school. Plan to go to college. I was watching a documentary on how manufacturing jobs and service jobs will not be the jobs to have in the future because it won't pay as well, and that a college education is more required for training for the next level up of employment.
Well, I think they kind of said that forever, but I think people who are resourceful will make their way regardless. And you know what? It is time to go to bed.
4:00 in the morning? I get a message.
I gotta go. What? You just go? It's your wife saying, "Come to bed, you lunk." Pennies, good luck to you on the Powerball. I can't even buy a ticket, so good luck to you. I hope you do. I hope you get many Benjis, baby. Mucho Benjis, baby.
Is it 4:00 in the morning? Really? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it really is. So I know why we're up. We're up because we're stupid. What about all these other people? None of them are on the West Coast. They're like other places where it's even later or earlier. I don't know.
I think next time I'm gonna just
say no.
Yeah.
I
gotta soak that fire because it's cold in this house.
I'm glad you said yes. I like it better this way. It's no fun doing a stream all by yourself.
No, it's not. Matter of
But
fact,
what happened?
I plan to have a scheduled one where it's 9 o'clock um, Pacific time, or maybe 8 o'clock Pacific time.
Well, here's the thing. We should consider a tandem because I'm already thinking that I'm gonna try to go live as Found It Buried ends because he's in the east side and he tends to end a little bit earlier. Sometimes he goes quite late.
Hmm.
Maybe on those nights I wouldn't do it, but I'd like to sort of just start when he ends so that we're not on at the same time. And I know Nick Molnar wants to do some live, so I'm going to try to figure out a schedule among some of the other Canadian guys and try to see if I can not step on their toes. We're all sort of small compared to the bigger guys, so
Right.
I'm going to give that some thought. But at the same time, I tend to just push the live button and see what happens. So,
From time to time, I don't think they're going to mind.
no, I've sort of had a halfway conversation with them about it because, again, I wanted them to know that it does matter to me, and if it bothers them, we can certainly discuss it because
Right.
they're friends, and I don't want any ill will. That being said, Ms. Linda, Pennies to Benji's, Lemonhead Penny, a cast of others. I'm going to scroll back here and see. It was like these people that supported my stream pretty much tonight, but I know there were Miss Linda, Lemonade Pennies.
Mondays are good.
Quite a bit of chat in here. Anna, of course. Thank you, Anna, for coming. And that was pretty much it, I think. It scrolled away because we had Kay Titus and people like that. So, yeah, we did really good.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. We had quite a few people, and like I say, scrolled past where I can even go back and say thank you to everyone. I got to think. I'm going to do a little video of it too, so it's not so people will watch it because I don't expect people to wait to the end of this video to hear this. But I am so blessed every single day. I don't do much, and somebody else joins my channel. And that is so cool. I'm going to make a little more content soon. I don't know if it's going to be cards or coins, probably some of both. Definitely some of both. But if you happen to hear this or see this and you've been a recent joiner or you're any kind of subscriber to me at all, thank you so very much. But for those of you that have been peppering my inbox, one or two of you almost every single day, I'm going to be making a reach out to you guys. And I'm I'm a person who inherited his collection. I didn't have the collecting bug. And until I decided I was going to go after the Canadian pennies I was missing, I didn't even have anything particular I was looking for. So it's kind of still new to me, the whole process. And I'm also seeing that, of course, many of you are American and don't maybe collect the Canadian stuff. Some of you appreciate it, like to look at it, and would like to have some. I think maybe I'll be trying to help out around that. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. It was always just for fun, and it has been fun. I'm having a good time, and I really love all you people who are, being part of it. But I feel like I should be doing something more for you, and I don't even know what that is yet. I don't know if that's giveaways like some of the other people do. I don't know if I have anything I want to give away, honestly. No, that sounds like I want to keep it all. I'm not a silver stacker or hoarder, but it was all my father's collection, and I don't know. It's hard to know what should be kept. I guess is what I'm thinking. But that being said, I do want to do some reaching out to the people who are being part of my little channel and some way of showing appreciation. And there are some things I have more than one of, so maybe I can find a way to be a little more giving and provide some kind of a giveaway. I thought I should have had one at 100, but that didn't happen. I thought I would have one at 200. That went and came and went. I really got to do something to thank the people. So keep the pressure up on me. Visit my live streams when I come out. Thanks again, Hector, for being a part of it. And
my pleasure.
Yeah, I'll do this again soon, probably tomorrow, because tomorrow's my Saturday night. We'll see. I think tomorrow is Wednesday, so Found It Buried is definitely on Wednesday. So I'll definitely be in the Found It Buried stream, and if I have any energy left over, I'll go live after that. That's what I'll probably do tomorrow. That being said, if you've ever watched old television, and we were mentioning What's My Line, you may have watched the Carol Burnett show.
Huh.
I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say
so long.
so long.